You're listening to WTIM, your information station. It's time now for your expanded local news. Members of the community of Taylorville held a vigil for the late Charlie Kirk, who was shot and fatally wounded by an attacker in Utah. The vigil was organized by Desiree Ashford and took place Sunday evening outside of the Christian County Courthouse. Ashford said that she was shocked when she saw that it had happened and knew that she needed to do something to honor him.
I was, honestly shocked by the assassination when I saw it in real time live on TV. And my kids and I have been watching Charlie Kirk for a long time, just trying to get an idea of the political world because it's so complex and I didn't understand it. And I wanted my 14-year-old son and myself to truly understand it before we started voting. And, after watching him for so long, I enjoyed hearing him speak and how kind he actually was. Seeing him assassinated, I knew it affected a lot of people. It affected me in a very profound way. So that's kind of why I wanted to hold the vigil, because he did influence a lot of young men, a lot of young people to actually have an interest in politics.
Kirk, who was an Illinois native, reached many people on a regular basis, and for Ashford, she says that her son felt he could relate to Kirk because of that. While weather was a factor, Ashford said that she was pleased with the group that showed up and said that she was very moved by the amount of people that were there.
There was a great turnout. The weather did kind of hinder things. We rushed it a little bit because we didn't want people to get hurt. We didn't want people to get rained on. We had electrical equipment, so we did kind of rush it, which was kind of a bummer, but, you can't control Mother Nature.
What did it mean to you to see so many in the community come out in full support?
Oh, it was amazing. I did cry. I got a little emotional, especially when there was a couple of young men. I don't know how old. They couldn't be older than 25. They came, they kneeled, and they were truly inspired and emotional about the whole thing, and just seeing them, how impacted they were from the assassination and losing such a huge mentor. I cried.
Ashford says that she wants to see the community come together in the wake of this incident. She hopes that there will be healing moving forward.
It was. I especially enjoyed the two ministers that came, Chad Zook and Curtis Franks, and hearing their words. They were extremely powerful. It wasn't political. It wasn't, hateful in any way. It was all about healing. It was about healing our community and those who showed to show support. We just want people to heal from this. I guess kind of furthering the point about healing is we need to come together. We need to be a unit as a community, and we need to strengthen each other instead of being so split in the middle, so divided. And I hope that the takeaway from this is that we can come together as a community. We can heal. We can improve our community in so many different ways.
And to see pictures from the event, visit this story at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Football at South Fork High School is flourishing, but the game is different from what you may expect. Their 8-man team is unbeaten after 4 games. Even with the schedule consisting of competitive opponents, they have won their games by a combined 110 points. The team has not only reached the playoffs each of the last 4 seasons, but they have increased the buy-in and work ethic from their players as this group pursues greater success. 8-man football is played on a field with 80 yards between the end zone and also 40 yards in width. 5 players make up the offensive line, but the 2 players at the ends join the other receivers and backs as eligible receivers. Brody Lush, Brody Pop, Jude Walker, Marshall Brandon, and Carter Elder are among the seniors on the team. This means they've seen the progression over the last 4 years. To reach this level, the team needed dedication not just during the season, but also over the summer. Elder says that's exactly what happened over the recent months, and it paid off immediately.
A lot of hard work and dedication, a lot of off-season work. I mean, you had a lot of kids working in the weight room, working on the field to get ready for the season. Week 1, we came out and played Meridian, a new team to 8-man football, and kind of showed them what it was like to play 8-man. And They were a tough team, but it's a big difference. Most people might not see it or think it, but 8-man and 11-man are a lot different. 8-man's a lot quicker, and there's a lot less guys on the field. You might not think because it's only 3, but at the end of the day, that's 3 outside guys. And when somebody gets on the outside playing 8-man football, it's kind of hard to chase them down because you don't have those guys that are supposed to be out there. And Meridian really didn't get that yet.
Pop, Walker, and Lush say an understanding of the playbook and sheer squad depth are a major part of what has helped them in their success.
We really developed the program, and we brought back some fire that we haven't had.
I think we've been developed more, and we've our defense has developed a lot, and we can do plays now, and we can understand formations, and when we see something, we can say, we know that, and then we can go into our setup defense that we need, and we can just run what we need to do.
I've never experienced this my whole high school, but this year we could pull a starting varsity squad versus varsity squad and then have the JV pulled out into a different practice. And it's just, that's how you make the program better. The more kids, the better it is. And we can have our starting middle linebacker go against our starting running backs, and that's varsity hits right there. That's varsity reps.
Brandon and Elder say as time has passed, more players have shown commitment and also desire to compete and win. This has led to an increase in numbers on the South Fork team.
I feel like, honestly, this year of all the 4, we've definitely been more bought in, more together. And to go off what Jude said on the defensive side, since we're doing that 2-man front, bringing all the blitzes and everything, our DBs have to communicate really well. Backers have to communicate, and especially these 2 on the ends.
Coming in freshman year, I'm not going to say anything bad about that team, but they weren't very bought in. Didn't really care as much, and Coach Hanlon was sitting back as a offensive coordinator that year, and he kind of seen it, and he knew what he had to do as a head coach coming in next year, what he had to do to get everybody to buy in. And I will say he's done that and done it very well. All 4 years we've went to the playoffs and faced the same team every year. We go up north, we go up to Cambridge, face the same team every year, put a few good games up against them, but most of the time, all the time we were on the losing side, and that sucked. But we've made it a tradition. Everybody's seeing it that we're going to the playoffs, so we got more kids coming out.
South Fork's next game is away to St. Anne. More information on South Fork School District number 14 is available at southforkschools.com. Marshall Brandon, Carter Elder, Brody Lush, Brody Pop, and Jude Walker appeared as guests on the WTIM morning show. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by First National Bank of Taylorville. More than 227,000 is coming to Springfield Indicator to boost 4 local literacy programs, thanks to support from State Senator Doris Turner. Turner says libraries are essential community hubs that investing in them empowers residents. The funding is part of a $28 million statewide grant for regional library systems to improve online catalogs, daily operations, interlibrary loans, and services for the visually impaired. Locally, Baby Talk, Richland Community College, Fishes and Loaves Outreach Ministries, and Lincoln Land Community College will use the grants to help adults and families improve reading, writing, math, and English skills. Lakeland College has enrolled their largest class size in over 5 years to start the new fall semester, while adding to the extensive catalog of courses and programs. Additional work includes their expansion in Effingham from the Cluthe Center to the Effingham Technology Center, as well as fieldhouse improvements being made over the next couple of weeks. New to Lakeland this year is also their Tech 2-Day program and education that fits your life. These have been put in place to increase schedule flexibility while making higher education more accessible. To talk all of these things is Kelly Ali, Marketing and Promotions Director for Lakeland College. She starts first by sharing the increased enrollment numbers and the hours being logged by students.
We kicked off the fall semester with some record enrollments over the past couple of years, so we're really excited. Enrollment is booming, and it's just so great to see all the students here and the energy and excitement. We have our highest head count, which is the number of students taking classes. We have 4,138 students, and that's our highest head count since fall of 2019. It's also an increase of 4.5% from last year. So we're really seeing growth and people seeing the value of coming to Lakeland. We also saw a great increase in the number of hours the students are taking. So that's called our full-time equivalency. And we saw a 7.3% increase in that since last fall. And that was another record since 2020. So it's really great to see these numbers on the rise and to be engaged with our students, especially when there's been so much talk about the value of a college education nationwide. And so we're really excited about that.
As for the recent boost in enrollment, Ali says it's a combination of multiple efforts and tells what some of those are.
Of course, our foundation is our quality education and our caring instructors. I think once a student comes here and meets our instructors and the support from staff, they're hooked. We get them. Also, our affordability. We are about a third of the cost of a public university. And your financial aid and your scholarships, they go so much further here because, the cost is lower. And also just the options that we have a great new career and technical option called Tech 2 Day, where students can come to campus just 2 days a week, and then they can make work arrangements and get supervised occupational experiences, get work-based learning, and really have a set schedule and make college work within their lives. And that's something we've really been focusing on, is how can we help students maintain their commitments to their work and their families, and yet achieve their goals of coming back to college, and fulfilling those dreams that they have.
Ali breaks down what the Tech 2-Day program is. Students and their employers are given consistent schedules to reduce interference between the two.
It is, yes. Now that was something that was really phenomenal that our technology division faculty worked on for several years, and really just stood back and looked at their programs and thought, how can we revamp this to make it more user-friendly for our students as well as our employers? So our all of our faculty programs, they meet with local employers. They call them professional advisory boards, and they take feedback from those employers, and they adapt their programs, they adapt their courses, and the options for students to really have that seamless transfer from education into the workplace. And they spent a lot of time developing what we call Tech 2 Day. So let's say the freshman students come to classes on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then the sophomore class students come on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So they know their schedule. It is set for the whole time they'll be at Lakeland. And then they can say to their employer, hey, I can still work on those other days. So the employers really appreciate knowing the students' availability.
And for those thinking about returning to the classroom for their GED, Lakeland College has multiple opportunities to receive your high school diploma. On October 13th in Pana at the Western Region Center, faculty will be on hand to explain your next steps.
Glad to tell you about our GED classes. So we are offering classes at the Western Region Center in Pana. And if you're not sure where that's at, it's at 600 East 1st Street, right there in Pana by the school. And we're really excited because October 9th, which is a Thursday at 9 a.m., we'll have a GED orientation. And that's a way for people interested in enrolling in the classes to find out what the classes will be like and what to expect. And then the classes are held there on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8:30 to 12:30. And so these are really wonderful opportunities for people in the area who are looking to get their high school diploma through the GED. system, and our instructors are wonderful and help you work at your own pace and learn the information that you need to do and prepare for the tests. So we've really seen a great increase in our adult education classes recently.
Find out more about Lakeland College at lakelandcollege.edu. Kelly Ali appeared as a guest on the WTIM Pain and Morning Show. A great online resource to help you find all your fall agritourism locations throughout Illinois is at specialtygrowers.org/shoplocal, says Regella Scavuzzo, Illinois Farm Bureau Associate Director of Food Systems Development. Again, that website is specialtygrowers.org/shoplocal. Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home. This is Chad Sparks.
When a loved one passes, grieving family members and friends often are confronted with dozens of decisions about the funeral arrangements. Sutton Memorial Homes in Taylorville and Nokomis have been helping families in the area for over 55 years with these often difficult decisions. They offer pre-planning, traditional funerals, and cremation. Austin and the staff at Sutton Memorial Homes' goal is to make your family's transition easier in their time of need. Sutton Memorial Homes, where caring is what they do best.
76-year-old Clarence R. Barker of Taylorville died on September 22nd. A graveside service will be on September 29th at 12 p.m. at Morrisonville Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and cremation services in Taylorville. 92-year-old Melba Dorothy Miller of Fillmore died on September 21st. Visitation is today, September 25th, from 4 to 7 p.m. at Fillmore Baptist Church in Fillmore. Funeral service will be on September 26th at 11 a.m. at Fillmore Baptist Church in Fillmore. Burial will be at Bost Hill Cemetery in Irving. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Bost Hill Cemetery in Irving. 61-year-old Susan L. Henderson of Mount Auburn died on September 21st. Graveside service will be September 30th at 11 a.m. at Mount Auburn Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 65-year-old Paula Jo Smith of Awanaco died on August 30th. Visitation is October 3rd from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Calvary Baptist Church in Taylorville. Funeral service will be October 3rd at 11 a.m. at Calvary Baptist Church in Taylorville. Interment will be at Awanaco Cemetery. And Paula J. Koonsman of Shelbyville, formerly of Warrensburg, will have a celebration of life being planned for her for October 12th of 2025. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Howe and Yankee Funeral Home in Shelbyville. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or hear them every hour on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.